the government leader, Naolaman, the APC leader, Naolaman, me as the minister, Mr. Naolaman, the Minister of Higher Education, Wickham, I think he can support him come with the Deputy Minister of Higher Education, himself, the dictator of the Radicals Club. I think Comrade Abdul have been one side as well of the union. So this is a family conversation. Over some journalists themselves will come with. If you don't go around it again. Alaji, I want to start with you quickly. In the parliament, CDO and Sidoni, and the first step is, I mean, can the first step, and the first step is when we witness both parties in the parliament, APC and SLP in the full parliament. There was a true sense of comradeship, communal, like banter, fun. Shows a winner one people then. I see APC parliamentarian and they applaud, even with Payan inside, with VP First Lady, they team out and they joke when they announce the distinguished leader of government business. I see APC man and they press point one and they praise him. And throughout the speech, the comments, the saying, the banter then and the condemn small thing, we see democracy at play. I want to ask the presidential spokesman, and I know say you Andy Small inside the speech. Talk about what His Excellency a vision for this speech and how he delivered that not just in the content but also in the way we see the atmosphere today.
Thank you very much, Minister Siba, a very good Minister of Information and Communication. I endorse you. Thank you also for the proactive way you put this press conference quickly now to move for work on the rain for foreign affairs. But I believe today your conduct of parliament, comportment of parliament, behavior of parliament. Now one way all necessarily and the world notice. First of all, for the very first time, that's 7 years we President will be 27 years. The President will be President, democratically elected President of Sierra Leone, because he will not be President before 1996. That's the first time this was the Parliament full. All the seats were in the opposition full up. All the seats na the government side full up. The gallery full up. We, the visitors, also full up. And you read the kind of rowdiness way we were before. It shows that Sierra Leone don't become of age. It shows that the last 12 months, the kind of work where President do behind the scenes and in front of the scenes also, for the people in CC, in a president for all man, in a president will come for run the country for APC, SLPP, PMDC, PDP, and every single person, and even those stand sitters will not belong by any party. You don't show that, say, this work don't pay with dividend. And the international community, I'm sure, and the all players today at the diplomatic gallery, then they watch. And they notice the camaraderie, the friendship, the genial comments where they pass. Even when President tells them, say, when somebody makes statements, say, where the UN don't give me $26 million or so in budgetary support. Somebody say, "Oh, wait a minute." I say, "I'm not telling you to take pay you." Wasn't that a good answer? Genial. Even the man said, "Was sharp." The man sharp so much. So for me, and I see say, even the way they clad themselves, the way they dress. Now I should be the one wear black no more, the other one wear green. But believe me, that the same style. Same hats them, same Yoruba style, same tailor. So it should say there is some kind of cooperation, collaboration, coordination, and friendship among them. So for me, I want to congratulate the body of parliament, from the speaker to the clerk, down to the members themselves. Say, congratulations. It's the first time. Me, I don't be member of parliament before. Hardly any year they passed where you sit opening of parliament, i.e. the speech from throne, I'll call it. They make this kind of decorum show up that place there, and everybody came out smiling and hugging each other. Because apart from everything else, the message be strong. The message means we, as Sierra Leoneans, we can do all the side, we can for work together, we can for day together, we can for bear each other, even if there are difficulties for land, for talk. So I think that this today, and it starts with, for sure, say, Sierra Leone don't become of age. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Alpha Kano, leader of government business and majority leader. President commend Parliament plenty in his speech. And I know say you know one man we don't they also work for mobilize that Parliament day for pass for progressive legislation. So I just want to let you give family your reaction today to the president's speech and waiting Honorable Alpha Kano just say. The committee we experience that spirit in the Parliament, the cordiality, the fun, the joke, when a good testament for democracy. When are your reactions, sir?
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. My minister of economy. First, I want to start with humility and respect extend to the colleague on the other side, Honorable Obukati. No matter the position we stand at the moment, no matter how say I myself at the end of affairs, the only way we will work with colleagues, don't take that individual as somebody inferior, but present yourself to and say you're ready for work with humility, sincerity, and common purpose. Political parties now vehicles. They just need for shape political ideology. But what matters to us very much how we represent the nation and the people that we live inside our nation. That's not the kind of thing we have to cargo anything.
My mic, they don't go off. Okay. Now get explanation, allow the continue. The online. Continue.
Yeah, the only way we will succeed for being a leader is true leader. We belong to different political parties. I can go after Abukabo for saying not for support the views of the political parties. But a bigger picture is how do we project value in the views of our political parties in terms of policies making. Because one day we don't see any side who says somebody say my political manifesto is geared toward violence, is geared toward discrimination. Everything what they do as a nation and parliament and even the president's statement geared towards a nation building. Mr. Moderator, the president started in the first two paragraphs about unity, working together as a team. That's the only way we can progress. He go further for talking about Nelson Mandela. He say violence, if you involve yourself in violence, you know they build a nation. So the only way we go build a nation where peace they prevail. That's the only way we go build a nation. And on the same note, in the final conclusions, he say, Lord, we come together, Lord, work. And he make references to so many things then. The reason why for work together as a team. That time go make sure I don't go before. So on the light of that, today we don't see Usai in characterized social media. Even when we don't enact the progressive laws, as the minister said. Una make members of the fourth estate, una they associate. The one we dey for when they criminalize una, for when they make sure say una not able to exercise una role. And the role of Roma show this nation that this camaraderie where the spokesman talk about this level of statesmanship today and the way we see we integrate with the opposition and the ruling party, with the paramount chiefs within us, don't show Sierra Leone a better place for them. When we started the discussion about national unity, being to money, people they frown at them. But democracy is not always your right. Therefore, bend backwards to accommodate the person in your view. It fits up into your view how you will build a nation. So then the fruit will get and the good will get for that been to man discuss, they make the president always talk about peace, reconciliation, and national security. And it go further for admonish us that let us not use social media for parenting the way they show negative things about surrounding. So members of the Fourth Estate, he talks about transparency in governance, but he said he want to practice free. Then he said nobody knows that you're not reason to me. So now they could repeat part 5 of the Public Order Act. But again, we talk say they don't invest in the media. So and presidents have been very consistent, empower women and girls. Since they won the first speech when saying the very first paragraph, and I about for the first time again, the very first page, he said, "What we call to inside democracy? We open the space in the representation and parliament too." He said, "It enriches the tapestry of our democracy." That's everything in the first speech. Today, it repeats support women and girls, even in the mining sector, in the health sector, on several occasions. But more so, he recognized about the insecurity with their around. We don't for run away from that. And we don't for live in worry. We know some for months, and we know some for go. We will the pathway they show we unity, peace, and make sure the democracy prevails. It also encourages we for also in institutional structure where the great democracy don't be for winner discussion. For China we complain and we grievances. Now make us say whether we say more good law. It complements the AU, it complements the ECOWAS, it complements EU, it complements United Nations, it complements United States Embassy for the good work where they maintain the peace and stability. But it also comes to realization that every post-elections issues a need. And we foresee together for address those issues, not by violence, but how do we look at it in the modest way for the furtherance of our nation? Because what do we need for sure? Now make sure there's still stability and peace. He also went further, Mr. Minister, for sure we say challenges and day. He talk about inflation, but he talk about challenge. You go to the health sector, he talk about challenge. No, not shame, it's until we walk. If you fine. Well, the steps then, if you were talking about the Fish Salon project, we talk about the flashy program. He talk about the steps that we want to take. He not say no achieve. He said these are the steps that he itemized everything. But wait till we take forward from today. And he also embedded in his speech about the unity issue about programs where he don't bring forward. Taking about the need to money. That's what we need for legislate some of the things they assume. It will lost them. About to parliament, it's about parliament. And Honorable Juma Obudu for SFP. Because on the other side, Honorable Abdul Kabu, with a minority leader. If we not bend back off our community, we get all the numbers there for pass to our part. But that's not democracy. We want to pass law. One next day, we want to see the fruitfulness of the law. How the law will work, how the law, everybody embrace that. That makes a democracy a better platform for us. So, Mr. Moderator, that's not how for say for the moment.
We parliamentarian Mike, we a leader of government business, say he gets mastery of the facts. And yes, and you don't do a fantastic job. We just summarize which we just witnessed today. Now I want to come to the leader of the opposition and parliament, the Honorable Abdul Kabu. Honorable, I want to take this opportunity on behalf of government, as the government spokesman, for congratulate you and your party, and for telling and thank you as well for that display of true democratic credentials. I think what is witnessed today, it's good for beginning all of let the world know say while we disagree, and I'm not saying we talk history, you can talk of the party who disagree. That's what democracy is. Very we don't use a good debate today. Debates all night. If I go on first, go first the other side. So while we may disagree, we do not need to be disagreeable. We can firm common. So I'm going to give you an opportunity to respond to what we witnessed in our parliament, the conduct and the substance of the speech. I just want to make you say on behalf of your party, and I know you are the leader of the party in our parliament, respond and talk to the people of this country. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, firstly, I want to commend the just the way the leader of government is to say that parliament and law we dey for make. And for una wey no get knowledge or background as to wetin make president dey come na parliament this day. Na that parliament get im calendar. Parliament im calendar different from we own normal calendars that we operate. Parliament in here at the beginning, the first day wey parliament open and get in session. So wetin president can do today na for open the second session. Inside each year we get one session. The session will begin last July. So meaning this July, that 1 year they don't do. So president can open the next year. And now then a virtue of the provision of subsection T of section 84 of the Constitution, we say anytime when the session begin, president they come. And what to make president they come? And they come for two things. Firstly, president will make manifesto whilst in the campaign. And then manifestos that the president will disaggregate them into what he able to achieve on annual basis. So when president can at parliament, if they can tell the parliament say, last year where I come, now this and this and this I been telling and say I go do for that year day. And I don't able to achieve this, I don't able to achieve this. Next year, now this and this and this and this, now I will achieve. Part of, and always the state opening address of the president can be an extract of the president's manifesto. And they put something and the way you say yes, this thing them now they can tell parliament say, now I want to do this here. You see. So firstly, of course, the leader of government business say this the minister when I become leader, say we look funky small. Yes. Basically, when the leader of government, not to the same tailor. Not to the same tailor, yes. Yeah, exactly. Yes, but in truth, yes, but in truth, now that we as parliament, waiting at the essence way president they can't tell me what he want to. We get the responsibility for make sure say we monitor the MPs them, ministers, deputy ministers, heads of parastatals, heads of department and agency. From there we make sure say waiting president don't can talk na parliament. They're able for achieve am. They're able for make sure say all the things that we president can talk they achieve am. So state opening na an occasion where the people they get a heart of expectancy. Say today when they can waiting go happen in the next coming years. But the state opening address today of His Excellency, we find out say more about peace, national cohesion, and some of the overall achievements then of the government, including monies where IMF may not give, the grants them where they may give, the budgetary support, including the MCC, including some other the Security Council achievements. You know, all of those things are applaudable by the opposition. Me, now one person we don't always say, we are in opposition, but we are not opposed to the development of this country. We want less than go before. Because we all run the Naya for years. Not to one party they run this country, table. Not to one party, I didn't APC. In fact, first na be SLPP. It changed to APC. It came back to SLPP. And it changed back to APC. So meaning, the leader they laugh. We laugh past them first. So meaning, we all for be curious about how we country they go before. How we country go better. Because we are in a competitive world. When you go to other African nations, you go to Ghana, you go to Nigeria, you go to Liberia. When they refer them to your country, you know they look at country from the perspective of APC, SLPP. you dey look the country as to wetin na the hope of the youth dem, wetin we plan for achieve, wetin are the things dem wey we plan as government for make sure say we able offer to people dem. How we dey look dem nations dem dey and compare dem to we own and say why make we dey behind by this and that. So state opening address na an opportunity wey the president dey can tell members of parliament and say na this na intend for do ya una monitor the MPs dem and make sure say they able accomplish wetin they want for do. That na we primary responsibility, and that is at the essence of the state opening. Now just explain so.
Thank you very much, the Honorable Abdul Kabo. All I will say as a young minister, we say APC they come back. I got to work really hard for delay APC they come. Let them delay, no more. So based on the delivery we do, but I think the heart of the comments are important. Like I can say in the ministry, Salon big pass we all. We will lift Salon above all else. Like I say, irrespective of the differences, and we'll have them, we'll get time for debates, the president's speech, decide we're not gladly about, but we do want for demonstrates now that we get a democracy, and in the democracy, we can get a debate, and we can still hold each other in hand and smile and laugh because we committed to the things we'll be moving forward. Now you no more Dr. Takino mix from politics now. Yeah. All the other one are politician. Yeah. Normally I can always like to mix this conversation from a non-politician perspective. Today we make sure so you cancer you well, you witness them and listen to the parent speak. Now somebody being both an academic and a gender person. I think the leader of government business mentioned say His Excellency, one of the first things that we talk in the opening from the first one to now in focus on the advancement of women, and that already reflected already. So I want you to just comment on what you witnessed today and waiting at your reaction to all waiting happen at Parliament just minutes ago.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ba. True to ETS, for this is the first time we I think say I don't is my memory serve me right, I don't get throughout the state opening of Parliament, and I think say I mean very good experience. And from all which I don't talk so far, he also I think say make a better experience really, because even when you know can inside you watch on a TV or you get the excerpt of what the previous one then, and you can see sometimes disruptions, rancor, but this one was quite impressive, I would say. So for me, thank you again. We be me kind inside for this. Although you can give me voice, I mean I'm a non-politician amongst Tunanaya. This speech, where I first look at and when I listen with His Excellency the deliverer, the first bit, and when I don't talk on one side, it's about, for me, what it come out is about reconciliation, it's about peace, it's about looking at Salon, it's about putting hands together and look at Salon. So it brings out a lot of the achievements when they don't make. So same like waiting, Honorable Abdul say, it's like appraisal, like when they come for appraisal, like annual report. So after the 1 year done, they come out and show and say, now this we know in our manifesto, now this and this we don't do this year, and I don't see that we can continue for do or one for add and what you don't do. So then the first few lines, and even the last line where they do in closing, I make specific reference to that because for me, it was all about, we talk about the seats, all mandated for represent the voices of the people. And so, yes, he praised the members of parliament, and I think it's in both sides, a position as well as the government side. But it's also a reminder for say, when I did a parliament, when I represent people, it's about people's voices. And it's very important for make we not forget all that we put in. And for me, it's also giving a lot of credence to the population, the general population will say, now people can get power for put and pull people in. And then they get the power for, so we can't continue for them and also we forget waiting at them crying, we forget waiting they make them laugh, we forget wetin dey make them move, we forget how the economy dey go. So all the things that we talk about, really, we specify now about Sierra Leonean people and Sierra Leone in general. Now, for bringing it down to the thing I see, I also see good maturity, amongst the members of parliament. And sometimes, previously, they work with them, especially for the woman, they talk about their laws, them. A lot of things that you can see within the well of parliament, or even at the corridors, where they all day, they see them where they outside that it. And I think this has to be manifested outside. This kind of partnership where they get with the work, yes, opposition, or you say they are not opposed to the development of the country. This has to be shown. The one that we did in governance also get for CC, when they in parliament, Nami Komane, Nami Border, Nami Dake, Nami Famul, when they talk and joke and laugh, but when they're out there, the image where the ordinary person they see, not to him. So if some of them practice and we take them out and we community them for say, people they don't say, you can get at this party, you get at this party. Not means that we get for first, not means that we get for mid-flower. But if you tell a person we they do some things that behind closed doors, they won't come out in public. Like we can show say, can't push pressure, so when I go 30 and now, when I go then. Now we start normal with the destroy, and I think that then a very important part. Say, me want to ask my honorable members then, a lot of this thing we can, like our president talk about this cohesion and this focus and working together, togetherness. Now we're able for sure make manifesting say. So now every small country, even if we any small corner, where even if we get we support and then when I will stop support and then we did before, we'll anything for we. The moment one can first and discuss when decide, say no, we're not doing for me. When I listen to myself, we therefore agree for disagree and disagree for agree. So for me that's important. Also, I see of course waiting the president Joshua and waiting Dana is speaking the way he can. And for talk about the steps that we don't make. We were there on the outside, me as ordinary citizen, don't see for the past 6 years or so, there has been the will, and that is very important, the will for able to change some things there. So when it comes to women and girls issues, there has been the will. So we're not just talking, we're not just begin the act policy, we're not just put bill, but until don't pass, and we don't say we're not don't make. Then we self as citizens now get for follow on to for CC implemented, and we test the law then out of the law. So the fact that the GIWI Act passed, fantastic. The Act factor we talk about child marriage, fantastic. The fact say we don't make an open, we talk about inclusion, where you don't talk about persons with disability, you talk about women them for normally marginalized groups. For saying if you get access to land, if not for fishing, if not for mining, if not education, make the space open, make all man know say we all are citizens and we're all in this country. Now we all get the country. Make all man feel say something there inside it for them. So for me, some of the things in the way we bring actually a Mark this speech really like teacher.
Because you are a teacher.
That's why I'm making notes all over.
Okay.
And there's one part where we talk about also, which I liked in this, we talk about sincerity, commitment, and urgency. So what do we understand? Then all the quotation we make from Nelson Mandela, to the lady at IMF, all but, all that thing is building. We put building blocks for me to work together. And it talk something like that, Saturn a small country. If Saturn a small country, why we're not able to do certain things then? If we're committed to doing certain things. So if we ever work together for make sure say we agriculture work, we mining sector work, we law system work, we education path work, all the things that we bring them together. That things that we each touch on. And as legislators, the legislative arm of the government and parliamentary council, they get responsibility for say, I also like the party to say, when election done, when we left politics.
Yes.
The politics can be fun, the drum that we can beat on politics, because that's in the tension day. But after election done, then we focus now for build, So you within a party, or this one of us within a party, how you build, who side you day, we collectively, it go register saying that the nation I don't move. So then parts and day and things the way I like, and you know I find the speech very very accommodating for me. That's
Thank
the
you.
first reaction.
Thank you very much. An accommodating speech. And this is now from a different perspective. Honorable Abdulkabu, I like the parts where the power back talk says so it's time for them to be too now. He said when I real go pay them back. So then he just I think somebody talks what I lecture again, I say it's beats no more. But then I will remind somebody say that level of waiting with man called banter. He presents the most legislation in the world. If you watch Question Time in the UK, you watch with the US president, they go to parliament, you see that small cordial back talk and they enter each other. But from a position of not to hatred, but just on that terms. I want to open immediately for questions, so I'll take some questions because I got some follow-up questions then for the panel. But I also say the leader them the other thing they for do, they get a lot of guests the way they will today, so no I hold it too long. I acknowledge the presence of the Deputy Minister of Information and Civic Education, Honorable Bakari Abdul Aziz Bawo Sheikh Alaji. Alright, so let's see hands for questions. We'll get one now. Somebody will pass mic. Charles, who did you do the mic? Who did you on microphone duty? Alright, so let me point the 5 first rounds. IB get 1, you get 2, you get 3, you get 4. Anybody else? So we'll do 5. Okay, we'll do the 4 and then see how we do. Okay, 5. The party being the number 5. Thank you very much. So when I hear IB the mic. Yeah. Which one? This one? Okay. Yes. Just can this one will walk. No, walk. Hold on to. Go on.
My name is Ibrahim Jawa from IB Blog. Yeah, my question they go to the members of parliament and the 2 political parties. What are you all the final words and wanna say how they do in parliament and the peace? How for work together for CC wanna take this message out here to our supporters and let them know the politics not to do that in a peaceful thing where we all can disagree, but at the same time put the country interest above all else. Because most time we can read together in a parliament, but when we're in a radio or different communities, sometimes we can create high tension, we can lead to the supporters and for look at themselves as enemy. How now for take this message to the people out here for CC, we're all united.
Thank you very much. The gentleman who I appointed at number 2, I think next 2 years, I believe.
My name is Ibrahim Sarasisi, Voice of Salon Radio. Honorable, I take you back to Honorable Abdulkabu's statement and before I proceed. And as you likely say, the Unana opposition. As on the position, based on the peace communique when you party signed and on October 2023, how far Una don't go and CC Una party accepted the election is over? And based on the tripartite recommendation.
All right, thank you very much. Number 3, another gentleman then.
You guys are from a political newspaper. The question you go to leaders of parliament. We don't see instances in Australia every 1, 2, 3 months we see faceless or whatsoever people call for protest or demonstration. So how the 2 leaders of the parliament will ensure that messages of peace not only tap na freedom, because the fear can cascade down to the people that occupy, where they get pile of calls and freedom. So we say this or this. That's also how now will ensure not only the message for making tap na freedom, but make it resonate down to the provinces.
All right, thank you. Very similar to I think the first question. Number 4, yes.
Thank you very much. My name is Suleiman Chalo, reporter for Expo Times newspaper magazine. This discussion goes to Honorable Abdul Kagbo. In your closing statement, you talk say as opposition will not be against the progress of the nation. In the state nation of address of the president, you mentioned key things, of which I want fully to highlight as opposition, which includes the MCC and that of Sierra Leone leading the UN National Security Council. From the opposition angle, what do you want, or what are the message you want to send to our supporters and other and the general public?
Thank you very much, Sir John. Department number 5, Libya.
Honorable Kagbo, sir.
Yeah, back then I said.
Just recently, you were quoted in the local newspaper. You say after the tripartite committee say you want ECOWAS intervention.
But Kamara, they say we always sabi you, but they are not sabi you.
Yeah.
So do you have to introduce yourself fine for us?
Mohammed Kamara, the Watch and Segura Media Hub Limited. Honorable Kagbo, sir, you were quoted in the local newspaper saying after the tripartite committee said you want ECOWAS intervention for ensuring the recommendations are implemented. 2, you and I will talk of democracy. When we saw Sierra Leone score the MCC, we become members of the non-permanent state of the Security Council. The opposition never congratulated the incumbent government. Honorable Kagbo, you are here talking of national development issues and all that. What would you say for which will believe we are saying? Since President Bio came to power, instead of you congratulating him for the marvelous work he has done, so many of them in literature, all right? Now you're saying of unity, just like Dr. Taki said, after here is another story. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, we get 5 questions then. Honorable Abdul Kagbo, the 2 honorable then, I get all the questions then. Honorable Abdul Kagbo is very popular today. What I will do, we'll start with the leader and then we come to you, since majority of the questions are for you. Leader, the question for you, sir, now, how can they work together for take this message of committee? So we can disagree, but we're not disagreeable. For say politics, the kind of one that puts out to do or die to people across the country. And then the similar questions now, then when they really call for faceless demonstration, the message of peace across the country. So those are 2 related questions. I think the rest of the question may be enough for me, but I'll look up. So you go first.
Thank you very much. Thank you, journalist, to ask the question. If you don't follow me carefully in the chamber, in the world of parliament, then I'm a conscious and moral reserve. I run the opposition, I don't governance. I run the House of Parliament, I come back. When you serve your conscience, you serve the interests of the people. If you are the minority level, don't know for yourself. First, our very two called votes. I don't remember we can pass for personal. But I want to ensure we get that camaraderie and that kind moving forward as a nation. It's not all process. Most of the votes are collectively. The only one way we vote really, they get an opinion. But we listen to any side of the argument, you go say Nayadi. We listen to the argument, we say Nayadi. That are the issue of juror. We deal with that one and take their side, we take the side. All more votes. But they don't spoil anything. What it matters much to all of us, they could have said social media. President mentioned about cyber law. If we don't get goodwill for men and make sure see, then they talk about things that we do for surround and cyberspace. We need make cyber law. We need make law, but not we go enforce. Now we not someone that I have for help government, for help this nation. They want to be in the cyberspace for talk about faceless demonstrations. Call for mayhem in this country. When I get free platform for practice, expose them. Now don't expose them. Don't cover them. Everywhere in the world, even Nigeria demonstrate right now, they show us that they come out and demonstrate. Bangladesh, where the prime minister don't resign, that is student that arrest demonstrations. In Sierra Leone, somebody the other side, you know they show that him. They talk about faceless demonstrators. Is that the bedrock of democracy? Democracy is why I read the minority view. For air out demonstration of air out grievances, but come forward, listen at this Amando. As Honorable Abdul Kagbo say, not only first, it can be APC, SLPP, APC, SLPP.
That's the beauty of our democracy. When we be the law and as lawmakers, we expect now for support. We don't really make law and well enforcement. For them to go vaccine for talk when people on the other side, this one now is free war. For talking about what you talk and chamber, then you go instigate people there for do bad. I believe it's for exposing type bad politics. We certify our conscience and people with God. The other point, I don't want kind of small way as to do with the tripartite because we don't forget. Read that report carefully. Go back to I was part of the team I've been to Mali. If you look at the wording we call the tripartite, it's carefully worded. There's a review. And most of the team they will not see so. If you have been following in 2022, when they do the Public Elections Act review, when I found out most of the accounts are back. Most of the team don't know so and see that they want to get for deal with constitutional issues who go for crime or referendum for vote. So for me, we all go for play with one part. Inside Parliament, yes, we go for express minority because you go for show you are leading nation. Now make you represent both SFPP, APC, NDC, and locality. When you go outside there, that's the first you have to show. And if you not start for them and shame bad politicians, it's all the talk and sham. So now, this issue of driving the unity, talking about cohesion, talking about who's going to propagate something, we see how we express them. When I get to move on. Talk about what we discuss on the team, not a personality. Look after the president, you talk about national unity drive from page 1 to the last page. What thing will be the next phase of talking about how government will be? We not take all? Do we believe in sharing? Do we tend to dilute the tensions? So we don't do your part for closing cyberspace for monitoring. We also question the law enforcers in the mean for enforcement. In the West, you follow up right very soon. If you follow up, but you know there's freedom of expression so high. You do something and they monitor you, and they feel like you won't arrest the country. It's happening. In country like Sierra Leone, we don't have the technology, but we have a human resource for able to say, no, you can't talk something like that. But you go so side, you go talk something different. You have to stop that. We should not aid and abet bad policies. So for me, as parliamentarian, what I can do is to make sure that I enact laws. Laws that include all. We say democracy, the law, not enough democracy. And John will practice that. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Honorable Matthew Nyuma. Comrade, you get some question in there. In addition to the question they would ask the leader just now, the majority leader. Somebody say, if we don't accept to say the election from done now, maybe because we have signed tripartite and your position on that. Somebody say, if you mean, what's your position on the very good news since Salon, then finally, after years and years of fighting for get MCC, so then finally, and by the way, MCC has scores they will pass and measure they will reach collectively for what I'm saying. I mean, though, for some of the conversation there with you on this issue, but I think family one for your and also somebody say you don't congratulate the country. That like you don't congratulate yourself because you're not part of the leadership of the country as a leader of the opposition or parliament or make it to the Security Council and the presidency. And then Bakama say could you say you ask for ECOWAS intervention for guarantee the implementation of the tripartite and with my response to some of the issues like this. So by you some time, I think we'll give you up to 4 minutes for them to touch on anything.
Yes, I'll begin for Bakama when ask question. Bakama need for novelty and the responsibility of opposition. Opposition also for clap for government. You journalists can choose for clap for government and then have no problem. But we as opposition, we for make sure say we checkmate government and see waiting government they get correct and waiting government they get wrong. And I believe say a balanced journalist standing for being your responsibility. Usai get government gets wrong, we clap for them. Usai government gets right, we clap for them. Usai government gets wrong, we for act as a pressure group for correct government say no. It's not correct, it's not correct, it's not correct. Now, standing at the whole of an opposition. Then, secondly, somebody asks for faceless but protest they say protest and demonstration. They say waiting the opposition to do. Firstly, under democracy, protest not a crime. It's part of governance. Under democracy, let me make this back, let me repeat what I say. Under a democratic dispensation, protest is not a crime. You have to follow the procedure and processes. Write to the Inspector General of Police, tell them, say, this. Basically, not to force this for less alone, they experience protest. So let me know, make as if protest now one of the worst crimes them we people like to commit. We self as opposition, if there are things we're not happy with, we get right to protest. We get the right to protest. But when you protest, you for ensure say you follow the rules. You for ensure say you present yourself, let it not be faceless, so that government not going to put that them for tackle, put that them for meet, put that them for talk to. You see, so I want to make that also very clear. Then somebody asked, how we go make this message of unity reach to the people now the country? Message of unity, not to work out and they work out with her. Now waiting the people let see. Now they don't say unity. Action speaks louder than voice. I don't go talk say me the minister, me in a comrade. Then tomorrow they see me the minister within a CID. Nobody no go believe me. So governments, when are the bigger partner, get a responsibility on how for deal with the opposition. Some of we talk to people in our governance. If government day and they don't say something for happen, this for come, this for this, this for that, then for April for reach out to we now the opposition and say, no, honorable people now come, Lord can Lord see how best for resolve this. Instead of they say no, Lord we send CID for the Secretary General, Lord send CID for the organizing secretary, Lord create go and CID, Lord do it. So some of them things and then we keep able to sort them out back those because we are all young people. Tomorrow government will change. Me no go like for the governance and see me come with Siba, they go na CID, then they lock and it. I will never tolerate that. Because we are more of Sierra Leoneans than APC or SNPP. No condition is permanent. Today na SNPP, tomorrow it will be APC. So before able get that common ground, when they go say no, today now we this person he don't do bad, or this person statement we make not okay. Lord call APC, but Lord talk to APC, Lord ask them waiting at the thing. Most of them problems they are we can able to solve and bien door without CID involving, without police involving. We can able to solve and bien door. And once we solve and bien door, we people and they see. Let tell you, one time they were me and the minister and a close friend of me, very close friend from university days. Of course, we are all comrades of the Radical Club. But one time they were me and snap, people they blast me on social media. You know why make them blast me? They don't blast me because of the minister's attitude towards me. Because regardless of the fact that he is SNPP, I'm APC, we are still friends. But the way government they handle opposition, the people in the see. If they see that thing, they say, oh, tell opposition people, they don't go arrest them today. Today they don't go carry go CID now, they don't carry go police now, opposition office, or opposition man, they don't go down today. It didn't have this. Then they see me in opposition, they snap with people in our government, they will take offense. Like I say, action speaks louder than voice. So most of the things that we get for the solver, back of door. When they say this, when I go cut me back, in Sierra Leone, one government no dey rule this country forever. It's not possible. Government get for change. And we, some of we want them at the position. Even when government change for say no, we all as a moment them. Lord we not antagonize ourselves. Lord we not fight ourselves. Like for example, I go Ghana recently. Then take me now one view one side. You see the villa the way they did, the estate the way they did. I asked how they get there. They say na Ghanaian politicians them. Now they build their estate, they develop their country, build their side, they develop their country. But you know it's you for the salon politician build their country. Because you don't say tomorrow when government change, the first period they can see is 9 billion. We don't help yourself by that.
One is still below.
Yeah, that is it. So man, a building in under CY. Instead the anger, when government change, for them say go by company.
But if you don't account for your building, if you know your account, I don't want to give the impression say COI and accountability and inherent bad thing.
No.
Because for example, me now as a government minister, they pay me 20 million or less. If inside 6 months I build 4-5 building, I think say rights for the after government done, for them to question me, and if I'm not able to present the account of how I get a building, government for since you disagree with that.
Interestingly, I'm not there against COI.
Well, no, you disagree with that premise.
No, I don't disagree. I can. But interestingly, where we dey do that kind of problem, let it not like say we are doing it against one set of people. People in there, even at the former government, Mr. Minister, people in there will also build structures there. Just because before election, then people in there go give their loyalty to the SLPP. Even when they come for campo, they don't ask them a single question. They don't question them. Now only the one they wait now be APC, make sure say that they open door with the party. Now then they bad. In fact, who not say can agree with me? I can call ministers and former ministers then when get big structures then. So they don't ever call them now.
So wait. Before we cancel you, but I cancel now. Let you honorable Akanes go. I don't want to miss.
Distance in me now.
No, it's fine. So, but the big question about MCC and Security Council, I think also we agree on this question. Yes. Justice is important and accountability is important. So they say you respond to MCC and the Salon attaining the presidency of the Security Council quickly.
One thing, I don't say this just now, that we are in opposition, not for oppose the development of this country. Because even if Salon gave MCC, SLPP get for camp, they get for go. APC get for camp benefits again. So to me, MCC and in fact, now make this clear. Not all government no more work for the attainment of MCC. The opposition said get a role for play where we play in the attainment of MCC.
So
the leader, I'm not going again now for celebrating. I will not celebrate.
Okay, journalists like say no, you say no.
Perception.
You don't comment.
No, why? Listen, no. I will say unhesitatingly that me and the leader of government business now, the Right Honorable Matisa Nima, MCC meet with we.
Yes, I'm aware of that.
You know we respond. You know what we tell MCC. So perhaps they congratulate me, say them for congratulating.
Well, Honorable Abu Kabula is opportunity for that congratulate you on the MCC award.
Thank you.
Congratulations. What about the Security Council quickly?
Yes, again, the Security Council na a good na a right step in the right direction because it help for expose this country. Like I always they say, you know, for present a good picture out there is very good. We all want when we they go out, when we they travel out, the thing when they fly away, Sierra Leonean, now they fly away, not to any other thing. In fact, people don't even know our political parties. They assess you based on the country you come from. So you all want let your country go before. But again, now the service or you know good. If bad thing they happen at your country, you're not able to add the voice to them. In as much as government they do things the way good, government similarly they do things the way not correct. So we as opposition, now we use responsibility that they for all government responsible for them things that the way government they do, we not correct.
Thank you, Honorable. I think say the thing with Olaman name, as I don't see, we combine Olaman, LP. If we talk, you only we talk. So now we keep the conversation going. I want for just a quick minute to both Fatutaki, Madam Fatutaki and Alpha Khan for just a minute for respond to the question in the general. Each one, all them 4 or 5 questions that we can. If you get something within the that you might be able for react to just briefly, but if I can keep up for maybe 2 minutes each, you can do one more round, and then I'll let you know.
No, me get things that were in because the time when one kind between the two. Now, for say the example where you say that they pay 20 million, you can even if you did governance, we no need for wait take opposition for ask you question. Also, you pay the also deal for. So that's part of governance where even when you deal within the system will ask you questions.
That's a fair point.
What have been where you can
Correct.
for at the same time. So
Yes.
that's why I wanted to come in.
All right, thank you. Alaji, over to you, sir. Presidential spokesman.
Thank you very much. First of all, I'm glad they were 2 MPs there, that the people they put at the guillotine. Because the unity, peace, and cohesion of Sierra Leone start right from Parliament. They all represent people. They all represent people. And if you have good information, you take it to your people, they will not be misled by people with information from outside. So really, the work of making the country safe, we left around our hand, and I make a vote for them. He said, like an MP. I'm going to be MP. And they represent me in La Locomasana and Port Loko. So, it depends on you, for they can't tell me, say, there's peace in Sierra Leone. But to talk about arrests, the MP seem for put them at the head of government as if the government can order, say, we're going to go arrest this person. ASF no say we get 3 arms of government. We get Parliament. We get Parliament, we get the executive, and we get the judiciary. Parliament now they make the law. This law now make out now why let people them abide by them. So the judiciary and the police are there to enforce it. And not to executive they give instructions say go hold Numa or go hold deputy minister of information. No, not at all. If you go against the law, they must call you for a can talk. If now you need for let your friend when a minister go talk some side, say, oh, that man, as I let them get bail, then he can do that. But let the law take course. That is called the rule of law. When you follow the rule of law, no one make mistakes. So don't not blame government in 19 cents and go arrest this. No, if you don't do nothing, they're not going to hold you. Then I'll come to something you mentioned, that there are people who built houses in the last government. I have houses, but I built them before I went into government. Long ago. No, I'm just saying, I was a member of that government. So when they say they mention, when they mention dry bones, all part of the fear. So me, I will not build the hostel. I don't build one new house.
No, Mr. Minister. No, just 1 minute. I'm not even thinking about you.
Yeah, what are they doing?
Okay,
but what I'm trying to say is that there are people who came into government, they already have their property. Thank you very much. And they were there before I became a minister. And you sabi me say the time before I became minister, I mean, I possibly own my airlines, helicopters and things like that. In fact, I became poor, like Naomi, when she went to Moab. She came back poor. I went to politics rich, and I came back poor. That's the problem. So anyway, there are people who are there. But like I said, this one, I hope you will ask me questions again now about the deliveries.
Okay.
Because this one, we don't let them now. The MPs not to so, we let them get them. Take it to us. Thank you very much.
With your permission, I'll just do one more round, and then we'll close, yeah? Okay, one more round. 1, let's see the hands. 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, quickly, you know your numbers. Go. 1.
Mina Bodan Kamara, I write for New Citizen newspaper. So, my question go directly to you, Dr. Khan. The president's speech will not say make and not throw more light on the Fit Salon project. It just shed light on the framework, how already intended for you. What would they expect for tell me? Since they launch until now, almost see their own plans, almost farmers they don't empower. Then secondly, the Tomabo guys project also. We don't mention one I don't throw under the carpet or not. Thank you.
Because I'm not saying not to me you ask the question, but as the official spokesman of the government of Salon, I feel say maybe you don't need to pay attention because President talk about Tomabo, 2. We have been voice for number 2. What's not you? Yes. Okay, and I can send you a copy of the speech. Let me watch out.
Yes. My name is Mahmoud Silla from the Nature newspaper. This question will go to the government spokesman and the president's spokesman as well. Inside the town hall meeting, President Biobi is president of infrastructure. Being the president of infrastructure, we look at the President Manifesto 2018, Lungwe Bridge not being a part of it, but we see Lungwe Bridge being discussed at the highest level. But up to today, we don't know how far with Lungwe Bridge. I don't know.
Okay. I did try for see if I really wrap around this. But I don't say the question I don't give brief. Okay, good. And then yeah. Number 3 that this gentleman will be in there. Can you be the 3? Yes, yes.
John Kelly Mara, I report for Day Break newspaper. Mr. Kago, Honorable Kago, in terms of democracy, good governance, rule of law, human rights attributes, how do you assess President Bio in 5 years in office? Thank you.
Thank you. Number 4.
Thank you very much. My name is Melvin Tijana Saremi, I'm a parliamentary journalist. I want to thank you for this panel. I will go straight to the speech and point 125. The President said confidence in the audit service has increased. That is the first thing. And he continued to say it has now covered 5% of government expenditures and blah, 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 and blah. And I guess the question first to you, Mr. Barr, that with the proposed removal of the auditors general, do you think confidence in the audit service has increased or decreased? Also, another question I get that's for the leader of government business. I want to take this time to tell the press, say, as parliamentary journalist, he's a lover of the press. With the photo and grab, but he has never despised the press. God bless you, sir. Press Gallery, No. All right, so honorable leader of government business, my question is that
they take care of the journalists there. Yes, I mean, after the press, you say they take care of them.
The question is that with the proposal for remove the auditor general and looking at the current configuration of the 6th parliament, it's obvious that the SLDP don't get the 2/3 of 99 MPs. How on a plan for go around this? And so the presidential spokesman.
But you are great, no, you don't hold me.
I just want to ask the three politicians the question also.
Normally, I can only give 1 question per person.
All right, let's just
go on. I'll allow you today.
Mr. Presidential Spokesman, it seems as if the President, firstly, he was very briefed. He provided a lot of specifics at the opening 4 or 5 pages of the address. But one thing, as he say, conspicuously absent. Now, the fact that we know the President talk about the constitutional review, and of course, he also talk about how we plan for address the issue of divergent opinion. I began 1 question for Honorable Mkabu, but since you don't allow me, and I think say that we fear for plurality's sake.
Would I begin number 5? Now this gentleman in front, yes.
Good afternoon, Samuel Jonathan from Star Age. There is this quotation that says, when a man loses money, he loses nothing. But when that man loses integrity, everything. Quoting Honorable Matthew Nima, we as us as journalists, it's high time we began to name and shame bad politicians. And he anchored it saying, in absence of laws, jungle practice is sin. Sir, how can you appreciate that statement, linking it to reinstating Paran? Mr. Minister, please, can you give us a highlight to political prisoners? Thank you, sir.
Huh? I forgive highlights on political prisoners. Okay, you mean item 4, right? Under complaints. Okay. Alright, okay. Alright, good. That's some really good questions. Thank you very much. This will be the last and final round. So this term, I want to let Kabo start, and then I can to review the government. There's quite a few government questions. So Honorable Kabo, AKK, allowable, Honorable AKK, allow the leader let respond. Leader, the question that I think one you assessment of government on democracy, human rights, I think, and justice was the words the person used. I think that the only question anyway they direct at you. I'm not forgetting anybody your own question as well, right? I think that's the only one. No, but okay, good. So respond to that, and then there's quite a few questions for you on the side. Go ahead.
Yes, firstly on the assessment of the past 5 years of President Bio relating to democracy, good governance, and the rule of law. If I were to make this assessment, there be the presence of Onawe Bindesam, where we all see what we go through, as a country, as a whole. Why make we talk about tripartite, we talk about dialogue, we talk about this. Usai they go make peace, now Usai peace not and they go for go make peace. He asked for the comrade now call person, say go on account talk case by between me and my wife. If me and my wife they at peace, if nothing not happen. Usai something they will go wrong. Now they call people and let them can intervene. So the mere fact that we summon ECOWAS, Commonwealth, Africa Union, they all come for countryside over Salon young problem. That means things that they will not able to handle and manage for ourselves to the extent that we need other people then for can help we for manager. And like how they say, Salon small. We all not the same. Honorable Martinima go come Kenema, me go come put local. But at the end of the day, we all meet up now for a college. We all go the same club now for a college. And when they make them, I can always say, that thing they not happen by accident. It happened because God knows it. There people there, they get for own positions now the various political parties. So before they can all their positions, then let them go the same club or the same student grouping, so that unity way on they among them at college, then go use them for make the country benefit. Now the same circumstances now we face. So we as opposition, we always don't say that democracy, the real democracy, now when you see elections, procedures and processes them, all things go on well, no cause for alarm. And any side way elections get so much issues, at the end of the day, you hear people in the crop, you hear people in the talk, you hear people in the express and the satisfaction. So we get a lot more for ensure say this thing will become after this 2023 elections, it not happen again at any other elections in this country. Let people be satisfied, say yes, the vote they count and being now this we get, now this we get, now this we this, now this then this. Because one thing where not they make, governance well structured, now because Boku problem they did at the elections. And what happen nationally not too different from what happen at the Bar Association back home. Up till now they are struggling. And it go bad for less alone. Get that kind of image in. Say any elections now or any elections now Lord what we win. Anything we come on today, we agree on now. It go bad. Me picking they go blue. In fact, now can force from Form 2 for go Form 1. From Form 1 for go Form 2, sorry. From Form 2 for go Form 3, sorry. On a vu c'est me piquiner des montées. From Form 2 for go Form 3. GSS 2 for go GSS 3. 9 campus, 9 class. I send me with, they go in PTA meeting. They get the PTA elections where they organize. Me wife go there, and not even sabi none of the aspirants them. But he decide for monitor the elections. After the elections, I go take them there. After the election, me wife they come Peter inside the motorcar. He said, what is happening? It's not fair, I'm not waiting. He said, before we name the right, then they vote for one of the man. Everybody they vote for her. Everybody they vote for her. He said the man will contest where people elect. Police them go, they beat and they arrest them, then put them behind. They don't even see the elections. So it's becoming a pattern. And if this pattern continue, it go bad for we. Let we allow the people then forget their choice wherever. Like na attire base. It don't mean say because me na APC, you for be APC for let me attire base. It left for now prove myself to you for let you say yes, waiting this person they do is correct. So one of the things that we will get for doing democracy as a nation, we for allow democracy for their to be. Let the people then choose who that they want. If now Okada ride herself, let them choose who that they want. Let them not get pressure or influences from any other side. You see. And in terms of like where the comrades say, we commend government for the MCC. Because the MCC have a similar trend then they assess the MCC. We as a party, nobody in APC, no go tell me say, we don't want for let MCC cancel. No. We self want, let this blackout where they let done. We self want, yesterday in blackout actually come with, and for right report, we compete all thing, even for iron self and not be doing password like generator for the one.
So we say not spend it.
No, now
it's a problem in the
now for energy specifically. So we self want, let the money come, let the problem in this solve. So anything now where I want iron, I don't say yes, light day, I go to iron. Because when they come, not to SFPP no more get for benefits for me. Yes, now the entire country. You understand? Now the entire country. So for that side of it, I want comment government. But like I say, now one thing we for always learn, government, you for be open to criticism. Any government where no one criticism, not to a democratic government. Not to everybody for clap for president for sing for him. When president do good, we clap for him. When president do bad, we for be bold enough, a man enough for snap say, what the president do is not correct. And that was demonstrated at the town hall. That lady will grab for asking question. You see somebody come up here, one can knock the lady for question where they ask. If that person the way one can knock the lady, no say, Salon, now a democratic state, everybody get right for asking your question. You know what attempt answer. Because you know say the entire all will turn against them. So we get more for work on democracy and the rule of law. That's all I think.
Thank you very much. Comrade, I think the side where we can disagree normally, now I can call the extent of our history. You mentioned the question of elections and interfering in elections. We go agree on that. Waiting over, I would disagree with you vehemently. Now the suggestion say that today the person will perfect the act of interfering in elections of market women in Swazi, not to the party, the person will start up. We decide say this country on election. No, you don't get it done.
Mr. Not just
you don't done.
No, you don't done. You don't cut me. On a all sidon. I don't say that today.
No, you say.
And when I talk, I'm not even this specific to any government. And two, we as young people, not go say, Because this don't happen in
No, I'm not
1960. Now it justifiable reason for let happen back. Whether na SPP, whether na APC, even if APC come back to government, then they do this kind of way not correct. And for able for condemn APC, say no, this thing be not correct.
I don't put the mic na here. Now we don't get the sticky way talk. So we don't disagree on the outcome. Usa would disagree. Now we give impression because we assess this government that now a new phenomenon for say interest in the election day. I agree with you 100%. We need to forget the country where we get elections where they allow for happen when reflective of the people that we are. It's also important to they talk they say that we for stick by rules. I don't know why I disagree with you. I agree with you by the way, and I strongly condemn you when we attack the woman we even the talk at the town hall. But I was very clear. In fact, I scream at them, say I don't like it. But also, and I insist for getting the mic as His Excellency has. But I think you will agree with me as well as the honorable member. Like while citizens get rights for kind of parliament, if you organize your events now in a parliament, you invite His Excellency the President. Then one citizen in another parliament, he can't do well. He said, no, in a citizen, you can't passport, he will talk. Honorable, you as the leader of parliament, you will make sure that person, if security is not allowance, if you understand the world, they will call a stranger. There are rules in a democracy. I don't want to let you be caught up glorifying people the way things say because you get voice, therefore you know for abide by the all the ways we make this possible. The beauty of democracy now that you know say I don't call you, I get for respect. You know that. You know say I don't commit myself to time. Them are the carry the one for ask question, they put up their hand, they ask question. That's why you come. Because you know say I will respect that. If you have been told Kasakumbeji snow, you know they can. If all my you know they can. So we therefore also know say another party are not agree with anybody. I insist say what they do was wrong. Yes, the one they will try for attacker they were wrong, but insisted for follow the rules. Because rules they make the democracy go before. Leader, before I come to Honorable Africa, question say somebody asked a question about the integrity and the restoration today of the clerk of parliament. I want to comment on that. And then there was another specific question on how you will go about to attain the 2/3 majority we require for following the recommendation of the tribunal report for remove the suspended Auditor General. Leader, please go ahead.
Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. Thank you very much, Melvin and others, for the questions I want to ask. First, I want to say thank you, Melvin, and your team, the press gallery. It's not a magic where I start in the open statement. But I was again your principle, but I don't demean anybody. Life itself is about reciprocity. You respect person, you respect you. Not to money. Now how you watch them. Where I talk to them. I get the laws for most of them. Melvin is my friend. Several Christians, you don't abrogate SO 75, you don't abrogate 95. We only implement them. We go for land. We go for paying back costs for accommodate yourself. That is democracy. Society don't attack we. Best friend. From what you call it is, you do so and this, but you know your argument, you know I'm very forceful. But after we go to press conference for clear our Afro-Barometer Parliament being the most corrupt institution, one of the most corrupt institutions. We go press conference, we clarify. After we now get to call the civil society, that's our parliament. We don't renew the MOU between civil society. I take them first and Peace Hotel. We expect to understand the rules. If person don't understand in rule or you don't understand in rules, you get pulled up for crime for something. Get yourself for blame. Say you don't play your part of democracy yet. So can them go understand yourself? Today we are MOU. Trust me, you know cannot begin to talk parliament. We can clearly understand how they work. Inside of SO, the members of the fourth estate, how they operate. So thank you very much for letting us see. It's not our technical things. The NOC most times are easily, but it's about respect. But if I meet you, one immediate journalist, I agree. A journalist who in company, I mean, man, I said, let us take caption this time. There is life after this place. Integrity must be seen, expressed by you in leadership. Coming to the point of if I were to tell this or not, it's not the truth matters. In the story, it's a story. You don't bet lies on people. Now, tribunal is set. It's not like when they go pull a vice president. Well, actually, name are not in the parliament at that time. When you bastardize the constitution, you stop the rule of law not for work. Then you want for catapult something else. That's why I'm always against how they remove the former vice president, Sansumana. So they don't go through tribunal. Thank you. If you go back, that's where they publish Melvin. They don't know the secrets. When you got parliament, in fact, they don't really discuss that. They just look at the facts. You know, I'm not going to be in a position for making a disadvantage you, but I will protect the interests of the state. Now, me come to the colleagues and the bend back also understand. When you come for that get to us, it's not the number I'm looking for. How the citizens understand the story, whether you work in a personal interest or in the elements of corruption. So when you come to that point, you will see the argument, then you will see what you will do. We will vote, even if you don't get the two jobs, the story will be there. We will talk as we happy in that station. Somebody talk about, I say, you know, you will count the next one, but I'll just answer them. I say, when you bastardize the rule of law, in democracy, in institution, the rule of law in practice. When you overlook a jungle justice, a jungle democracy in practice. Now that comes the next ones. I believe I'm living to money. Yeah? I was there from day 1 to day 2. I was there inside everything the way APC all wrong. We don't enact one of the best elections laws in this commission. Section 58 of the Public Elections Act. The challenge will not get 30% of women in NIR. Both international and national. Honorable colleagues, within this chamber, they will attest to that. Mr. Minister, presidential spokesman, even the CSOC, they know that. The international partner, they challenge me, they say, oh, so they want to do the structure of that. One woman will come first, one will come second. In the spirit and the intent, let me follow. I say we will get 30%. Inside proportional representation, we will get that. I say, we don't need to put down one first, one second. There is a sub-clause where they say, if you don't put one among the first three, we will disqualify that list. I'll put on the any commission at the table, they don't get 30%. Right after with this law, they allow pass a powerful public elections laws, people still accepting that we have what you call disaggregated or aggregated data. It's not in our books. We're going to check. No, we are not the way I call up disaggregated or aggregated data. We're going to be too money. Now I say, what do I call disaggregated data? Now I say, nobody will tell me. What is their police station results? Now they put together and call aggregated data. But we're not getting that way called disaggregated data. They will allow yourself to be carried away because of problems. Why I bring this? You know, if I look election laws, I submitted one day because I'm so methodological. I have you about 3 hours and talk. I was not doing the reforms for my own sake. I was doing the reforms to change the trajectory of this country. I didn't know what we went through. 2007, 2012. I'm a living testament, ladies and gentlemen. They left, they don't use the structure. Democracy is structured rule of law. Violence of the pay we had the president we talk about. He has seen it all. I know president right now in the back of our boss did. He didn't pay anything. I want to run for me better place. So what should we do? When we are disadvantaged in elections, you use the rule of law, go to court. Challenge and court. But no, we're not going to court. But president, you go for pen and say, no, no, go be to money. Still not talk. Neither democracy. So that's the reason I watch that language. Now review, not to investigate. So I mean, I want people that let me come and laugh. I recuse myself from further after Mitumani because I dey wait for an enacted proposal.
We can't talk about cabinet and parliament, yes, sir.
Yeah. So moving fast forward.
Yes.
When you see people they are booking, they talk about law courts, they talk about association. They also tell them which law are inside law courts and when they go for elections. They will tell that. So what we don't do now for review elections laws. Trust me, most of the proposals they put on so are tripartite so. Check out most of the wrong way. That's the shit and the other one I don't know because of the election challenge with yourself. That is one of the things I want to follow. That the rule of law must prevail and they talk about. You know what left for challenge results on a Supreme Court, but President Bill, he no say there was evidence overwhelming. But it's say, well, this election no winner. You know, see, they go to court. He said, I accept the ruling of the court. Though it's not satisfactory, but that's democracy. 2012. We go backward. In 2007, where Christian Atop no be get right for invalidate results. He invalidate her. The year 2012, when he get right for invalidate results, he say una go police.
Yes.
We still went to court. No, not even worry. We as United, no, we not forget to just not pass.
Okay, leader, sorry.
Finally,
yes, I'm letting you.
Finally, Baran.
Yes.
If I see step we take. First, when the argument come up, whether true or not true, President is suspend Baran. We subject to investigation. We first go anywhere for the same way for peace straight. We go to what we call restitution. Through the Anti-Corruption Act, there's a restitution action which explain what you do. So what you do about this is subject to is suspended, they do thorough investigation. Anti-corruption, a very independent body. So if anti-corruption don't watch out, then it's a very administrative action. They still going to say they suspend para 1 month without salary. They suspend her from February. When they suspend you half salary. This one now they say no salary. Then in worth, where they reprimand
and ban her from public office.
So
for 5 years?
Yes, for 5 years. In fact, the discretion in anti-corruption, in case we can we get some money, some financial matters, then at 3 years ban, we come to Parani 5. We are not questioning the
industry. Return the money and then ban after 5 years.
You know, the reason why I don't attention where I can see that the reason I don't ever fear for talk to anybody, journalist. Because I must say the right thing now, if I know I don't produce it. Mr. Moderator, finally, sir.
Yeah.
When we are faced with certain things, then not only look at the politicians, see now we get the answer to everything. Now we not get to make sure the right thing is being told by people. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Presidential spokesman, Fit Salon. This board has saying on here about Fit Salon, page 4 of the speech reading in front of me, the first 4 of everything. Was on Fit. It's the summary. President talk about expansion of rice, not mechanization of value chain. In fact, he even itemized the issue on all the areas. He actually, the most comprehensive report we gave the speech now on Fit Salon. I think you need to forget the speech. But the board is interested in that. He said no area about Sonamo, so you get to talk about that briefly. And then there was another question, I think, for you about, somebody said the bits way in no area at all, and he said we'll respond to that. Now this question of constitutional review and plans for deal with which he referred to as divergent opinion.
Thank you very much.
Yes, and then he asked about the status of Loke Bridge. That was another question. So if you can do that for me in 5 minutes.
I will answer them one by one.
But all together 5 minutes. Okay, good.
Thank you very much. You don't talk about the detail where President Bush found the speech about Fit Salon from paragraph 23 to paragraph 31. 8 paragraphs. You talk about Fit Salon completely. We talk about everything. Waiting did not tell you that the area where we don't cultivate this year, how much cultivation. And I think that you get interest from. This year, for Tomabom, for Samu, Lokomasama and Mambulu included, don't cultivate 29,000 hectares of bully land. And that 29,000 and some hundreds, round them up to 30,000 hectares. That gives you 75,000 acres. And 75,000 acres. We, the poor farmer themselves, we don't use fertilizer. At every acre and 20, a minimum of 20 bushels will be pulled. When you get fertilizer, I can get up to 30. At 20 bushels then for 75,000 is 150,000 bushels of rice. If we harvest them properly. When we don't harvest that one, they hit 150,000 bushels. It will give you 500,000 bags of white rice, milled rice. And that 500,000 bags of white rice there, now 25,000 tons, metric tons of rice. Because each bag now 50 kilos. 25,000 metric tons. That now 2.5 shiploads of rice will be for bring from China, come. And each simple load of rice, if you take rice, say it costs you $400 a ton for land and iron. 10,000 tons, now $4 million. So if you have that, you have over nearly $15 million, $22 million. Now you don't save. We don't pull now for working them people in China. And if your harvest is good, you could have 40 tons, 40 bags, 40 bushels. That now will double. You will have nearly 50,000 tons of metric tons of rice. So Tomabo and Mambolo and Sam and Rokupo, all the work. It's going to yield for us. So the panel bring those figures in, but we want to ask you and the spokesman, then we know that. So the rest of the things you want to know, I don't guide you, it's paragraph 23 to paragraph 31. The mechanization, the research, and everything about feed salon. Then the other question now is?
Lunge Bridge.
Lunge Bridge, how come Lunge? Lunge Bridge is a business. Like the toll road has become a business now. Somebody who can invest and put that toll road there. If you not pay them back, you're not going to put some money there. So the Lunge Bridge now, the point is, how many cars will get for crossing that 1.8 billion economics dollars? It will take 30, 40, 50 years. The rate where will go on ferry now. So we need to connect Lunge with the city. When you have a city on the other side, you have a city on this side, then the traffic will increase. And that's what we are working on. We don't get people that were interested in the Lunge Bridge. But the viability of the project has to be accompanied with the city. So they do try to get other people for interested in doing an industrial city at Lunge. Now the advantage, because they are commodity. So I don't need for the commodity against for the cow.
So you know more, Abdukabo says
the biggest beneficiary.
We do this work here.
So the Lunge Bridge has to go with the city. And that's what we are going to do. As you can see, Freetown on the tide for we. There's a lot of flooding, all sorts of things with the forest, the hills and all that. Problems they come. So we need for make we get another city on the other side, we then call an industrial and commercial city. And that is what we are working on now. So Lunge Bridge is not dead. It was not part of the manifesto, but it is the icing on the cake. If we do it, the icing on the cake. You understand?
Yes.
The cake like the manifesto.
And we committed to doing it.
So I committed to do it.
Okay. Yes. Okay. The question about why the president not address the constitutional review. But let me just answer quickly because we only get 2 more minutes for finish on time. I'm grateful for the time on all long comments already. So one question will be around an update on so-called political prisoners. To be clear, the government of Salomon consider and say we get any prisoner as Salomon a political prisoner. That's not our position. In the resolution, one of the things there was the APC will submit a list of people the way they consider say they case them politically, that either they are politically motivated or elections-related cases. And that government will look into a mechanism for address the issue based on the rule of law. So we not consider anybody, not to your position that day. Having said that, the APC submits a list of 318 people recently for the government to consider that listing. After a thorough review of that list, we find out, say, 108 of them people we don't already escape. We don't get them. They don't escape detention. 3 have been military officials we've been there part of the November 26 school. 53 they will not serve the jail term and they will already release them. 65 of them, they may not discharge them after they may not pay fines we ordered by the courts. 14, they may not release them on bail. 51 named them on that list. They don't one day hold them, they don't one day arrest them. 51 people they put them on list, they submit and so we don't one day they in custody. 9 of the named them are the duplicates. Only 15 of the 318 names that the APC submits, only 15 currently in custody. If I let you know that day. And of that 15 day, the process starts now for address. Constitutional review. The constitutional review don't make it clear, say not to we, not to one government, will they complete the process. And His Excellency don't make it very clear that the commitment they clean and not to all things this picture will cover. But in commitments to the constitutional review, I don't think say will be challenged. Somebody asked me about the confidence in the audit service. People they forget say the audit service, the suspension of the Auditor General, and set up a tribunal by law. The tribunal they include people that are right-standing members of society, distinguished judges, brilliant jurists, and they made every single one of the proceedings were public. Every citizen in Nigeria for good. This is unprecedented. And then on their own and come up with the recommendations. Government will take no decision after the recommendation. We don't accept. And now we position is we submit that report. His Excellency to instruct for them to submit the reports to Parliament. And I can't leader say, Parliament go debate. If we get 2/3 majority, we will follow the law. Yes, we're very proud of that because we don't use UKUK, executive order, or something like that for pull-up. We follow the law. And like I said, the extent of the audit service, the work that they do, it don't significantly increase and it don't improve. So I think that is at the general. And on this question of integrity, I think the leader of government business mentioned this. The purpose of the law, you know what I mean? Say if you, Diana, you do one bad thing, will they demonize you, will say, look, completely out of society, not fair. And often no evidence say this man thief money or this like question of hiring process, not only hire. But they say, even at that, they hold on to account, they fine your wealth, they ban your wealth, they suspend them, hey, go to for another put on a public scholarship. I mean, at least there's been some accountability, and now they come back having learned that lesson for second forward. I want to give all the speakers just 30 seconds for them to say the last word. No, we make it 30 seconds because I really don't really call. Will go this way and Antifa I normally get 1 minute. Una now on 30 seconds speak. 30 seconds and then we will close. I know if they found no more, we have 3 hours.
Yes, Salon is a small country, and we all have obligations to this country. Whatsoever you do, time and purpose, therefore quotes you. Time and purpose hold you responsible. Don't feel say, now it's more than this. You go do something, then you go with them free. You know, in the midst of technology, they're not able to reference you. So when you need an authority, anything you do, be careful. Time will come when they go play you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. you so much, Minority Leader. Now we go to Dr. Taki, quickly. You get 1 minute.
Thank you. I want to reiterate, say, Salon a small place, and this all they talk about this collective will and for getting unity in purpose. I think, say, always the president can present today. We as citizens for able to digest and look inside and able to point out things them to them. So silence. So from anyone's side, I will tell you, say, we start hardship, they talk about economy and all that today. We forget more of them discussions. We forget more discussions, even we'll get bad news, good news.
Correct.
We forget more of them discussions. And then I also think that we will take specific steps when sustainable for decentralization, for more effective success in all the things that we don't highlight, so that don't succeed in the sense of achievements we don't present, but also for look at the challenges that we don't get and how we all, as a nation, are able to tackle them for where we all benefit from them. And last but not least, so now we all see again collectively look at the resolve okay, for look at faceless people, for look at people who want tension. Without peace, the country cannot stable. Without peace, there cannot be development. And if we all put hands together towards them, we will be able to left that legacy for them. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Leader of Government Business. You final word, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator, Mr. Minister. First, I want to say thank you all, the journalists and the panel who saw this. So, one thing we are make very clear is we are committed to whatever we do as a government and committed to always bend backwards to accommodate the colleagues, irrespective of substance at the moment. But as long as after all deliver this loss right now. Now, climate change that will affect me. We don't allow the weaponized climate change, President Trump. So in this business of fighting climate change, forget human face. Because we are the most vulnerable country in the world, among the first 5 stars already. But what the President Trump, we important, we are all careful, be issue society, journalists, and we the politicians. This issue of pollution, plastics, we President talk about, is a delicate bill.
Yeah.
It's a very serious issue.
Yeah.
It damage the ecosystem. It damage them completely. And I want fundamental thing that we don't make sure that we stop on the breeze. Even now, we started the breed in the Mount Goose area there. So today, I want to encourage now, this is our president also, we need to be calm. We make sure that everybody help me for all we propagate them, and then we contribute to us and make sure see the use of plastic, we don't only talk about the position, say plastic, but we fight against and make sure we eliminate the use of plastic when we deposit all over the place.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. God bless
Thank you so much. Now the presidential spokesman for the last word.
The last word for today before we come back.
For today, yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Some good news. Talk about inflation. I don't notice it. You say inflation come out from 55% to 2%. Then one the indicators for the stability of an economy, the influence of inflation, and the exchange rate. The exchange rate, the dollar, has been stuck at around 2.3 for nearly 1 year. And when it is fixed like that, you know, say the economy not stabilize. That's good news, because the inflation will go down at the same time. The other good news is that for we in Putloko, if you say that Putloko, they clap, they don't clap. Some colleagues not clap. But he said something. Yeah, there's good news there. The good news is that President don't institute the 1% when they go to CDF for the local communities. Last year in Marampa, Lonsa, we received 38 billion. This year, we received 50 billion. But you know the 38 billion we don't give not on itself. We don't have the absorptive capacity. Then, no, I'm serious, we have not. Because we've not done it yet, and they will not give us the other 50 until they don't know it. That's for development. Now, they get for you another 50 for this year. The next year, I'm sure it will be like 75. Some Kolili, we give 5 billion last year. The year for this year, we give them 25 billion. The one way they give them last year, 5 billion, they didn't put on them. That now, Ferengaya and Bumbuna, and where the MP said, Sambaya. So these are the good pieces of good news where we expect, where we for the clap say yes, when peace day, things will happen for us. And let me take the peace dividend out, let me get the democratic dividend, and of course, the development dividend.
Thank you. you very much to the Honorable Abukago, the Minority Leader in the Parliament of the All People's Congress, Dr. Fatusaki, Educationist. To the Honorable Alhaji Dr. Alpha Kanu, Presidential Spokesperson, the Honorable Matthew Newman, Majority Leader and Leader of Government Business, Deputy Minister. I want to take this opportunity for telling plenty thank you. This is not a civic democratic duty we perform now today. With democracy, we get beaucoup challenges, we get beaucoup problems on how we solve it. But just the fact that we look at this kind of conversation and talk like how we talk, so with civility and friendship, and still disagree passionately, now is in the right direction. I thank the leadership of Parliament for hosting it today. Hosting on the good lunch. Journalists they are there allowed to talk to them also. And then give lunch to the host. Now the host will here. But I want to tell the members of the fourth estate with friendship and with partnership very important. And also we meet again next week for another edition of the weekly press conference. And the weekly press conference.
We have a special edition. Gandhi representation of Parliament. So the children of University, the Unity Broadcasting, as we continue to bring on live coverage. Now the Facebook page and our YouTube channel. Some of the